All right, let's get started. So, yeah, let's hop into Godot. Let's jump into the project. So, um, yeah, it looks like stream is going pretty well. We're good. Okay. So yeah, so I have my code here. Then I have wherever Godot is. Okay. So um, where we last left off was um, we got the game to a playable state essentially. So let's go into our main scene. So this is where we left off. So we have our little guy, and he can jump around, and he's a little cursor, and you can close these windows. But if you don't do it in time, you will die. So that's kind of where we are now. And right now, it's not exactly where I want it to be, but we'll get there. So the first thing that I want to get done is I want to implement. So right now, when you play it, when the timer ticks down, it doesn't. You're still able to close the little tab things. You're still able to close the tab even when it has the death screen up, which is it's a bit of a bug. So to prevent this problem, in the code on window.gd, we have to say if so let's say func on frame update. So let's have this function, an on frame update function, and then let's just say frame plus plus. So, wait, I don't think Godot has that. So let's say frame plus equals 1. So let's make a frame variable up here, and it's gonna start at 0, and whenever this thing gets called, it goes over the frame. So, and then we can just end here simply say if it's the player and, or I guess I can just say that if it's the player and frame is less than 5, I believe. And then if we go into our Windows scene here, and we need to connect the in the animator, we need to connect frame changed to this, and then say on frame updated, or what do we call it? On frame update. So when we connect this, that should work now. Unexpected identifier. Okay, we forgot to say var, so we need to say var frame equals 0. So that will define that frame variable. And now when that timer ticks down, oh wait, I didn't even try. Okay. So we can close it, but now we shouldn't. Oh, I can't test it. Okay. I need to make sure if this is working. We shouldn't be able to close. Okay, good. So that is working. It is working great. Okay. So the player feels a little bit wonky. I feel like the gravity needs to be a lot lower, and then the jump force, that will allow the jump force to be lower, and then we'll just bump up the speed a little bit as well to just try to get those mechanics feeling really nice. Yeah, he can jump a lot higher now. He feels a lot more playable. Cool. So that's all working. Now what we probably want to think about doing is, we probably want to think about implementing. Oh yeah, because I should probably make sidewalls for this, because right now he can just like fall off the side into nothingness. So let's fix that really quick. I'm gonna do it in a kind of a wonky way, I guess. Let's add a bunch of grounds in here. So let's just rotate this. Let's rotate it 90 degrees. This is a really stupid way of doing it, but it'll work. Can we duplicate that? Then we can yeah, this is a really stupid way to do this, but I can't think of a better way to, so this is just how we're gonna do it. Or we can just reset that to 0, then put that last piece of the puzzle right on top. So now we're boxed in, and we can't leave the game area, which is a good thing. Yes. So it looks bad though. We just got to make sure these aren't bleeding into the side there. So now that should look a little better, just for look-see's sake. So yeah, so that's all working. So I think we should implement windows that aren't inherently bad, so they'll just serve as platforms essentially. So I'm gonna need to make various window sizes and various images to go in those windows. So just to kind of get the idea across, like that random feel. Okay. I have an idea of how to implement this. So what we essentially need is a range of of like top bar sizes, and then we need a window scene that do I want to do it that way? I don't know if I want to do it that way. The thing is, I should get rid of all of these. I should just have one. Yeah, let's just have one window. Wait, where's that other window? Oh. Yeah, so let's get rid of these windows. So I can't decide if I want to have levels or should it just be this that you just play within this game area, and then there's no really levels, and maybe just kind of like waves of difficulty. Ooh, I should implement having folders, so let's jump into a sprite. Let's make a new file. Let's make it so 32 by 32. Let's grab a nice. Let's outline it in black to make it pop. Okay, so we're gonna have a folder, or I guess they're yellow, right? What does a Windows folder look like? Here we are. So right now I'm researching what a Windows folder looks like. All right. Yeah, so it's it appears to be yellow. Oh, I see. It's kind of like that. Well, I don't like how that looks, so I'm gonna do it a different way. I'm gonna do it this way. This is kind of an ugly yellow though, so I'm just gonna do the Mac folder. Even though this is a Windows computer that I'm creating in this virtual environment, that's fine. Let's give it some nice texture here, just to make it look a little more alive. Yeah, that'll have to do. So let's export as folder.png. Let's call it folder sprite because it appears that I can't name it folder for some reason. Okay, so we're gonna export that. We're gonna grab that. We're gonna throw that in Godot real quick. Oh, that is the wrong. That is the thumbnail for the video. We do not need that. Okay. Folder sprite. Here it is. I'm gonna drop that in there. Oh, that's funny. It kind of looks like the Godot folder a little bit. Okay. So, okay. So, let us implement the folder. So, let's make a new scene. Let's call it folder. And what are we gonna need? We're gonna need a static body 2D. We're gonna call it folder. Add child node, make it a collision. and then make it a box. This is all pretty basic stuff. Then we're gonna want to put a sprite. Yeah, so let's add a sprite. Then let's drag this on here, and I forgot to remove the filter. I'll do that in a second. Let's put the sprite there so we can see the collision shape a little better. Just try to fit that as best as possible. Alright, so we have that. Now let's re-import this asset so that it looks right. Okay, now it's nice and crisp. So now we can add a folder in the scene. Nice. So these folders will just serve as platforms. Huh. The player cannot collide with them. Strange. How come the player isn't colliding with it? Oh, by the way, I'm printing stuff to the console somewhere. I don't need to do that. So, oh my gosh, I keep on adding. I just added the folder sprite, that's why. Okay. So we're gonna delete that. And then in here we can actually add the folder scene. Okay, so now we actually have a folder in there. So let's make some levels. So we're gonna duplicate that. So this will just be like the level design. Is this level beatable? That's the question. Okay. So I need to make a way to make a creative way to switch between scenes. Because I don't really know of a good way to switch between the scenes and make it look nice. So I guess that's weird. When he's running that way, it looks like he's being pressed into the ground. Strange. Okay, so I think a good way to do this would be to have like different background images and for it to like swap over the whole thing. So how we'll do this is we'll load the scene in right here. Then we'll move the whole thing across. And then we'll put the cursor, we'll put the player in the correct place. So the scene will start out without the player. And then we'll have a script added in later. And I think that's the best way to do it, honestly. So first things first, let's rename this to level template. So we're gonna have a level template, and okay, never. I'm getting off track. So the first thing I want to do is actually rename this to main, because I want that to be called main. And then I'm gonna need a main controller script. So I'm gonna make this script called main. Yeah, let's just call it main GD. Let's open that up. Main.gd. So in here, what I want is I want an onReady function. So ready. So when everything loads in, we want to get, or we want the path to the player scene, and it's going to be resources : source / scenes / player.tscn. So that will grab the player scene, right? And then in here we can say player, or sorry, add children, load player scene. Oops. So we want to, or I think it's instance. We have to do that too. You know, I should probably reinstall or re-enable that IntelliSense feature, because even though it slowed things down a little bit, it was very, very nice. Okay, so let's get that up and running again. Let's enable it. Okay, and we're already getting an error, so that's good. Player scene. Aha, yeah. I need to say var. I need to get in the habit of saying that. So var, then maybe you don't have to say instance. I was incorrect. This method instance isn't, well, I fixed that. Hello? Oh, it's not loading correctly. Add. Oh, it's add child. What the heck? This is so slow. It's unbelievably slow. Okay. So, oh my gosh, what the heck is happening? Indented block. Yes, I indented it. Oh, yeah, I need a parentheses there. Expected, I put that there. I think it's just not loading correctly. So, now we should see 2 players spawn in theory. Add child, call one. Okay. So this is being stupid. Can I get more information about add child, please? Okay. maybe is that a function instance? I need to figure out how to instantiate a scene because I can't quite remember. I think you call instance. So it looks like you have to say load dot instance. So this was correct, except I just need to say dot instance here. And let me disable the other, this one. Okay, now the syntax looks a lot better. So we have that. Yeah, so let's hop into Godot and just see what happens. In theory, yeah, 2 players should spawn. So cool, that worked. So we're making progress, I think. And we need to make a level template scene. So let's call this level template. So in level template, we're gonna want to make it, we're gonna say level up there. So every level is gonna have objects within it, and every level is going to have I'm trying to think of what every level needs to have. Okay, so we're gonna make add a new node, and it's gonna be a texture rect. So this will be the background texture. So this will be the background, and this is gonna need to be the size of the viewport. So let's make that happen. Wait, is it? How do we lay out full rect? Why does it like to do that? I don't understand. I want it to be perfect. What was our viewport size? 320 by 180, perhaps? Yeah, that's right. We're gonna anchor that. So now I just want to ensure, yeah, so this will just temporarily be this. Now if we move the background, yeah, everything moves with it. Great. So every level is essentially going to have a background, and then let's have a node 2D, and let's call this spawn point. So all this is going to do is tell us where the player is going to spawn. So this is going to be different for every single level. And then let's also make a new scene and call it obstacles, or just objects. Or sorry, we want to make that a node 2D. Hello. Oh, I cannot pronounce that name, but whoever that is, hello to you as well. So we're gonna make a node 2D. We're gonna call that objects, and this is gonna contain all the objects within our level. So it's gonna contain our folders and our windows. So we have our level template, and we have our main scene. And what we're gonna want to do, we're gonna want to remove all of this stuff. Get rid of it all. Yes. So now, oh, also every level will have to have a ground object. Oh, it's gonna have a ground scene within it. Sorry. So yeah, let's put that in there. The transform of this will be, it's gonna be 160, and it's gonna be at 180, or one. You have to subtract half of it. 170. That looks right. Okay. So. Okay, I don't understand anything, but can I ask what kind of game are you trying to make? So, the kind of game I'm making is, the theme for the game jam was keep it alive. So I'm interpreting that as keep the computer alive. So you're gonna have these windows, and they're going to have virus.exe executing in them, and we don't want that to happen. So, and when the virus starts ticking all the way down and it injects, then we get the classic Windows crash screen. So the premise of the game is to close these windows before the virus has time to inject itself. So yeah, that's the premise of the game. So yeah, I'll do a little demonstration here. So here's our player. No, the player's not working super well, but let's drop the player in here, and let's hit the play button. So, it's not accepting any input. But I don't know why it's not accepting any input. So the player is not receiving input. That is not a good sign. So, but yeah, you try to close these windows before they can inject the virus. Viruses and computer virus. So in our player, I just don't understand why it's not receiving the input. Let's try to debug this by printing something to the console. Let's print input.get action strength. Right. So right now I'm just trying to debug why I'm getting this error. So I'm receiving the input. This is a strange. This just happens sometimes with this just happens a lot with coding. Okay, nice idea. Interesting, but where will the difficulty come from? I'm not quite sure. That is a great question. I guess it'll just come from trying to frantically close the windows before they inject the virus. So you can have multiple windows on screen. So I can drag another window on here. But obviously the player isn't working. Maybe if I But yeah, the player isn't working quite correctly. But yeah, I can have multiple windows on screen. So, that, I guess, some difficulty could come from there. And, yeah, that's a good question. Any suggestions of where the difficulty could come from? Like, any, I don't know, cool ideas, I guess? So it seems as though the player is receiving the input, but it just doesn't know what to do with that. So how input works is it returns either a 1 or a 0, and I'm printing that to the console right here. You'll think about suggestions. Thank you. So yeah, how input works is it returns either a 1 or a 0, and you know what I did? I didn't give the player any speed. So this speed value is 0, so it's multiplying that by 0. So when you try to move, it just returns 0. So then you can't move. But let's give him some speed. So here is finally the demonstration. So yeah, let's get that working. That was a really stupid error. Sometimes, oh, he's really, really slow, and he can't jump. But yeah, do you like the little character? I think he's kind of cute for being a cursor. I don't know what it is about him, but he looks kind of cute, I guess. Oh man, why is he so slow? I need to make him maybe 8 times faster. Let's give him a jump force 10 times that. And oh my gosh, He's really fast now. But no, I can't reach that. Oh no. Okay. But yeah, as you can see, this is the main premise of the game. So in the player, let's give him that much. Let's give him a jump force that much. So what I did there is I went into the player scene and I adjusted that directly. So now every time, oh, thank you, think he's cute. Yeah, he's pretty awesome. Okay, so yeah, let's try this out. Oh my gosh, he's got ups. He's like Michael Jordan up in here. Holy cow. I wonder what would happen if I put multiple characters on screen. Oh, it looks like I'm getting some stream difficulty. I apologize for that. If that has been happening for a while, I sincerely apologize. But let's add multiple characters to the screen. I have to set their position. I have to set their position to different places, so but I wonder what's gonna happen. Or let's just add 2 characters. Oh, I can't even see the other player. Well, this is just silliness. Trying to add multiple characters. So he will move and jump and try to reach the X close buttons. Yes, that is the premise of the game. So I'll try to demonstrate that a little bit. Well, let's move these windows around so it's actually possible. Oh, you have to go into the level. So, so let's move the window if it will let me. Okay, so, oh, wrong. So yeah, here's the, oh my gosh. But yeah, you can close the X buttons. And, oh no, I missed that one. I should probably give him a little less jump height. Oh my gosh, the stream... Okay, the stream quality just went back to doing good, so I hope it stays that... Oh, it's yellow now. It's... I apologize, I guess the internet isn't doing too hot. Yeah, let's give him like a bit less jump force. So, oh, now he can't even jump. Oh my gosh, this is a nightmare. Okay. So this is, I apologize if I'm boring you, but essentially this is how game development happens. Is boring stuff. Oh, I closed it finally. I beat my own game. What an accomplishment. But yeah, so that's the main premise. Stream is okay, no problems. Okay, sweet. I think it's because I have that the 20-second buffer going. The stream isn't really acting up. So thanks for letting me know. I appreciate that. So the next step is going to be very boring. So, bear with me. What I'm going to do is I'm essentially going to make a system for I'm going to make a system of changing. Oh, you're not bored? Thank you. Yeah, so I'm essentially going to make a system to switch the levels around, so we can load a level and then like switch the new one in, and it's gonna be a little tricky to do, but I think I can figure it out in the end. So what do we need? What do we need? We're going to want to grab the level template. So in the code, let's say level template. And what we can do is we can say preload, I think. And then here we can load in the scene. So I think it's called level template. So let's get that going. So, oops. So I believe if I do it like this, if I put preload on there, it will load in the scene. Can you ask where I am from? You can. I am from Georgia. It's pretty great here. It's really nice weather right now. Yeah. Hope from wherever you're from that the weather is great as well. So, I think we need to say on ready to ensure that there's not a bug. So now that we have the level, we want to load in that level. So let's delete that for now. We want to say add child level template dot instance. You are from Turkey. Wow. Oh, just to clarify, I am from Georgia, the state, not the country. Not to be confusing. But wow, Turkey. Weather is normal there. Glad to hear it. Is the country on lockdown? Or, I mean, I'm assuming because like everything is on lockdown, but it's pretty crazy here. I don't know. It's been a weird time. So yeah, we're gonna add in that, and I need to know. I'm gonna make a function and call it level complete, and this will delete the old player and level and then spawn in a new one. So I don't know a great way to do this. Oh, okay, I know how to do this. So I'm going to make a variable called current, or I'll just call it level, and player. And I think I can say up here, why am I getting an error? Huh. You thought I was from Georgia, the country? I am indeed not. But yeah, it's a nice meeting you. Okay, so we're gonna define those variables, and we're gonna say level equals level template dot instance, and then player is gonna equal player scene dot instance, and in level complete we can say level dot queue queue free and player dot queue free. So what these functions, what this is telling the computer is it's saying to delete them from the screen so they'll no longer be on there. So when we call that, it'll get rid of the current level and player, and then we can make the new ones and put them in there. So, but the thing is, I kind of want a way to like slide them in, slide the old one out, and slide the new one in. But for now, I should just test if this code is working. So we're just gonna play the scene. Yes, it is working. Okay, that I'm very thankful that that is working. I need a drink of water. Remember, stay hydrated, kids. Okay. So I need to ensure that that when the level is complete, how do I know that the level is complete? That's the first problem I'm having. So yeah, how do I do that? I guess I could have a level. Okay, so here's how I'm gonna do it. In the level, I'm gonna attach a script to it. I'm gonna call it level.gd, and in here I'm gonna do some stuff. I'm gonna want a signal, so I think I can just say signal level completed. So what a signal does is it essentially it tells the other things in the game that stuff is happening. So if I send this signal level completed, then the rest of the game is like, hey, the level is complete, we good. So yeah, so let's implement this. So we're gonna call the ready function, and what this function does is it's called every time the game starts. And so yeah, every time the game starts, we want to the stream is freezing sometimes. Oh man, I apologize for that. That sucks. Now it is frozen. Yeah, it's my internet connection is slightly unstable, so again, I apologize for that. I'm near my router. I'm trying to do everything to the best of my ability, but sometimes things are just out of your control, and I apologize for that. Okay, so I mean, hopefully it's not frozen anymore, but let's just jump back into the code. But yeah, thank you again for watching. I appreciate that. I will refresh the page and I hope it will work. I hope so too. So on this ready function, we're gonna want an array of, actually no, we're not gonna need that. We're gonna want to get, on every level we're gonna have an objects, and on this objects thing, on this objects node, we will have all our platforms. Oh no, I can't watch. Oh, okay. That's unfortunate. Huh. Stream froze. Oh. Hope we'll be back soon. Okay, so yes. Sorry about that. Okay, so hopefully the stream is working okay now. I again apologize for that. By the way, there's a curfew here on the weekends. Last weekend and now this weekend it was and is prohibited to get out on the streets for 31 cities, including the one I live in. Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. We don't have a curfew here, but basically we're just advised to stay in our homes, which I have been doing, and most of my friends and family have been following the same, so yeah, scary times. Any hoodles, let's jump back into this. So we want in objects, we want to grab objects and say we want window. First of all, we want window to emit a signal, and in this signal we're gonna call it like dead or something. So when we emit the signal, it's gonna be how we're gonna emit this signal is right before we do this. So we want to say emit signal dead. So we want to say that the window is dead, and in here we want to say $objects. So this will grab all of the objects, or we want to say objects.get children, I believe. Yeah, so this will return all of the children of the objects. So this will be all the window platforms. And we want to say, or not find, sorry. We want to say for window in that. So this code is telling us that we're going to get all of the windows, and then what we're gonna do with those is, I can't remember exactly how to do this, but I think it's connect how exactly do I do this? Is it like I think I say window dot connect dead, and then I need to look this up. Alright, so window or Godot connect signal. So signals. Oh yeah, by the way, if you would consider subscribing, that would be amazing. It would really help out the channel get recognized, but I totally would understand if you can't do that. Alright, so let's look at the documentation online. It seems as though the stream suffers a little bit more when I do Google searches, so I'll try to limit those to try to keep the streaming experience going nicely. So how do we connect a script? So timer. Okay, I see. So we want to say window.connect dead, and then the target is going to be ourself, and then the method is going to be what's it going to be? I don't know. Trying to think of a good way to do this. Okay, I have an idea for it. We're gonna call it window dead func window dead, and we're gonna pass the object or the window in this. And then in here we're gonna say or actually we don't really need to say this. We don't really need to pass it anything. If we just say if objects dot get children dot length or I think I might have to do, yeah, so if I do this, so if that is equal to 0, so if there are no more objects, then we want to emit signal. We're gonna emit that the level is completed. So you don't subscribe to any channels. It's because I don't watch them regularly. Well, thank you for the like. I appreciate that, and I respect that you don't watch any channels regularly. That makes sense. But yeah, thank you for that like. I appreciate it. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna emit the signal that the level has been completed, and then I think we're done. Oh, actually, in here we need to say we want to connect player or level dot connect. We're gonna connect, oh, what was it? What did we call it? Level completed. Level completed. And then we're gonna pass ourself. Then we're gonna pass level complete. So what this is doing is it's telling the level that whenever we finish doing all the windows, it's going to advance to the next level. Well, so right now it's not really the next level, it's more like the next or the same level, but in theory this should work. But sometimes theoreticals do not work. Get children on base null instance. This is a strange error. I do not like strange errors. I do not know many people who do. So it looks as though we cannot get the objects once why? That's annoying. It won't let us get the objects. Oh, I just had a typo. That should be objects, plural, in the plural form. So now, in theory, it should work. Please work. Get children. Yeah, that needs to have parentheses after it to signify that it's a function. So let's do that real quick. Okay, so that kind of worked, but it's still not what we wanted. So I don't think we're receiving the signals correctly. So I'm gonna try printing out that the window is dead. Let's say window dead. And then I'm printing something else out. So I don't want that. So yeah. Let's see if that works. So it appears to be receiving that. Let's say print objects dot get children. Oh, I can say get children count. I think this will work. But for get children count, and then let's say objects. Okay, so this should in theory work. Get children count does not exist. That's strange. It should, because it inherits from those other functions. So yeah, in theory it should not care. Let's print out this. Get children. Okay. Now let's run this. Right now I'm just debugging to see oh, you know what? It's it is because it must not have, when it receives this signal, it should be 1, I think. Because when it receives the signal, as of then, it has not been killed. So, in theory, this should work. I'm saying in theory a lot. I probably shouldn't say in theory so much. It's probably getting on people's nerves. So, it's emitting the signal level completed. And this dude should be receiving level complete. Level completed. Let's just print. Let's try like printing something here. Okay. Debugging is a long and difficult process. It's not receiving the signal, and I don't know why. Level completed. I'm making sure I don't have any typos. Looks like it's working. Well, it's kind of working. Like, it's working, but not how I want it to. So I want to, when you jump on it, then it resets everything. So when you finish the level, it resets. But right now, it's not doing it. So I don't really know what that issue is. I'm looking for typos right now, because I could have easily misspelled something somewhere. But yeah, you're right. It is kind of working. Yeah, this is a bit problematic, I would say. So we're saying, so in theory, man, this is tough. Just don't understand, cause so I need to do the rubber duck strategy, and what that is where you talk to a rubber duck about all your problems, cause then sometimes they make more sense when you're just talking about them. So what I'm doing is in the main script, I'm going down and I'm saying, okay, let's make a new level, right? So we have this new level, and it's a lovely level. It loves to go outside and enjoy the nice weather. And then we are connecting its level completed signal to our level complete function, right? I know nothing about coding, so I'm afraid I can't help you about it. Well, thanks anyway. Level complete. And then that's this function. So in theory that should be being called. And that is most likely emitting that signal. I actually think I'm gonna have to end the stream here. Because this problem, I can't figure it out to save my life. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I had a lot of fun making this. Hopefully I can finish the game by the end of the game jam period. Yeah, thanks again for watching.